Hello, Dynamites. How you guys doing? Hope you're having an amazing Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning, depending upon where you are in the world. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Skiddosaurus Rex. I'm a 66-million-year-old dinosaur, and today I am here with a special guest, Dino Dad. Say hi, Dino Dad.
What's up, dinos?
What's up? Yes. I'm here with Dino Dad, and today we are going to be talking about Anime Boston. We went and spent a day at the convention, and we wanted to do a recap for you guys and talk about it, do a little zatsu. And at the end of the stream, there's going to be a major announcement, so please stick around for that. It's going to be rather big. I'm very, very excited to share with you guys this announcement. Woo!
Good big announcement.
Yes, it's a good big announcement. It's not a sad announcement.
You have to differentiate these days.
I know. I know. It's a good announcement. It's a very, very good announcement. I've been very, very excited to share this with you guys for a long time. So, Dino Dad can confirm it's a very good announcement because he knows what it is. So,
Little Dino is very excited.
yeah. Yeah, so it's a very, very good announcement. So, woo! Okay. Well, let's just get right into it. How you doing, chat? I don't have a question of the day today, just because it's a very specific stream. So, no question of the day today, but I'll do one for tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay. So, I guess we could just start with us getting there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it took a bit for us to get there. We have to travel a bit to actually get there. So, announcing the announcement at the start of the stream to make sure that we're all here for when the announcement gets announced. Exactly. You get it, Rain. You understand. Okay. Yeah, so it took us a bit to get there. Once we finally got there, it was pretty I don't want to say it was I guess it was kind of packed-ish. I mean, there was a lot of people there already that were all lined up. They all had their cosplays and everything, and it was pretty crazy. We got there, got our badges. And then badges?
We don't need no stinking badges.
We don't need no badges. I don't know. I mean, we got there early.
It was firefighter guy.
Oh yeah, there was a dude that was dressed up like a firefighter, and Dino Dad was like, "Why?"
I was like, "Can I just go one place?" No, but it was like, I don't know what he was supposed to be from, though. That was the only thing. It wasn't Fire Force.
Yeah, he wasn't supposed to be from Fire Force. He didn't have, the right outfit or anything. It was just a random, he just had random bunker gear on and, was carrying around an axe. I was like, okay.
And he had the rubber boots on, and I'm like, how are your feet going to feel after walking around in them all day long?
I know. Ginger said that he wanted to cosplay as you.
What would that look like exactly?
He was missing the tail, though.
We did see some maids, and we yelled out Ginger, but
we
they didn't turn around, so.
Yeah, we did. We saw some maids, and we were like, Ginger, 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 Ginger. And they didn't.
They just kept walking.
Yeah, they ignored us. So, you're not represented in the maid community, Ginger. I'm sorry.
Very disappointed.
I know. I was very disappointed, too. I was hoping they would be like, yeah, let's go. But unfortunately, they were not. I'm an outcast.
Even amongst misfits.
They just don't get it. Exactly. They just don't understand.
Just don't get Lego.
They just don't understand Ginger. I know. Poor Ginger. So misunderstood. Yeah, there was a dude dressed up as a firefighter. Not fully I'm not sure if there was an anime or if he was just dressing as a firefighter because he could. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, so we got there before anything even really opened. So we went to karaoke naturally because fun. And we were there before the karaoke room even opened, and we were just kind of chilling outside the room. And then we went in and we sat there for a bit. And they had these little pens on the table. They had cow pens and they had toucan pens. And we were with Dino Bro and one of my friends and a couple of his friends, and my friend broke one of the pens. I was like, bro, purposely ripped the cow head off the pen. I was like, bro, what did you do that for?
My understanding was you broke it.
I didn't break it. No, they did. I was like, hey, what the heck, bro? Why are you doing that? And they were just like, I didn't do anything. You did it. And I was like, I didn't do it. You did it. They were like, no, you did it. I was like, nuh-uh. They were like, yeah-huh. So they broke the pen and they blamed it on me. How rude. But yeah, so I did 2 songs while we were in the karaoke room. I did Carbonated Love, and then I did God Knows from Haruhi Suzumiya. It was fun. Crazy Jacksonville Airport Fire. Stay safe. But yeah, it was. I did those 2 songs. It was fun. Had a good time. We didn't see your hero this time.
Yeah, I was like, where is he?
He was there on Friday.
Well,
I looked at the
assuming
list.
It's the same one.
Yeah, I was looking at the list. And they were not there. Oh, this reminds me. Don't ask me why. It was like I said, there was a whole group of us, right? So we were sitting at this table, and then some guy that's dressed up as Tom Nook just sits down next to us and starts butting into our conversations.
I thought he was a furry, actually.
Yeah, it was like, he was just some random guy. And it was like, I mean, he was nice, but I was just like, who are you? And we all looked at each other. We were like, do you know this person? We were like, no. Do you know this person? No. No. Who are you?
It was weird because usually if there's a group of people and you're all together and you sit at a table, and somebody usually will say, hey, is it all right if I sit here? Or is anybody sitting here? You know, we'll make some sort of, conversation. But he just pulled up and sat down. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm looking around and I'm looking at my son and he's looking at me and he mouths to me, goes, you know him? And I'm like, why would I know him? Like, no idea who he is. And then it turns out nobody knew who he was. So it just came along and...
That sounds like something Tom Nook would do. You're so right.
Well, he was looking for money,
Yeah, he was gonna bash our kneecaps in if we didn't give him rent.
Wanted to sell his property on an island.
Yeah. Tom Nook looking for new recruits to his island. Yeah, and then he went up and sang after I did. And I was like, all right, you do you, bro. Yeah. It's like, you do you, bro. And then, like, after he sang his song, he just got up and left. I was like, okay, bye. Butts into our conversations, joins, just does the karaoke, and then gets up and leaves. Doesn't even say bye.
Oh, you know who we didn't see there either? Was Lightstick Guy. Remember Lightstick Guy from last year?
Lightstick Guy?
In the karaoke room. He did the light sticks every time someone was singing.
Oh, there was a guy that had them that was there. He was up in the front. Oh.
No.
Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed. I didn't see any of the regulars from last year.
Yeah. Yeah, we missed out on George. The list said he was there Friday. Yoroshi. What's up, Dino Dad? The announcement is Skiddo has found an unflammable microwave. Okay, back to work. Bye. No, hi, Skiddo. Hi, Wolken. Yeah, that's the announcement. Wolken ruined it for you guys. I found an unflammable microwave. That's the announcement. Tom Nook spoke English. Yeah, he didn't speak his normal gibberish. You gotta pay for Tom Nook to acknowledge you. Yeah, that's true. You know what? You're right, Ginger. You gotta pay for Tom Nook to acknowledge you. If you don't pay the fee, he just pretends you're not there. Okay. So after karaoke, we went to the dealer hall, because for those of you who aren't aware, there was a Hololive, for lack of a better word, concert. It was the Hololive Super Karaoke Party with Bae and Fuomoko, and they had a special t-shirt made for it, and Dino Dad and I wanted to make sure that we got one, because that was pretty much the reason why we were there. So
The
we wanted
t-shirt?
to make Well, no, the concert.
We were there for the T-shirt.
No, we were there for the concert.
Once we got the T-shirt, that's it.
We were only there for the T-shirt.
All right,
We didn't
announcement
want
time.
anything
That's it. The day's over. We got our T-shirt. That was
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Psych.
Yep.
It's not announcement time. Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry guys, it's not announcement time. We wanted to make sure we got the T-shirt because that was the whole reason we were there, was for the concert. So, we bolted to the booth, the merch booth. We got our shirts. We were happy. We were content, and then we kind of started walking around the dealer hall, and we were like, you know what? Might make more sense to go to the artist alley first before it gets crowded. So we went to the artist alley, and that's so true. Thank you, Board DevOps. Thank you for the Dino Nuggies. Yeah, so we went to the artist alley because we figured it would probably get super crowded, and we weren't sure what it was gonna look like because apparently Saturday sold out. So we wanted to make sure that we were able to look at everything we wanted to look at before it got super crowded. Because when we went last year, when I was with Honey, it was really, really bad. It was super, super crowded, and like to the point where it was like very, very unsafe. So we were kind of worried that it was going to be the same like it was last year. So we decided to go to Artist Alley first and then go to the dealer hall after, because we figured the things we would have been most interested in would have been in the Artist Alley anyway.
So maybe for people that haven't been to this venue, if you've ever been to any type of expo, a lot of times I assume you'd go to like an actual expo center where you have a big, wide open area, you know, almost like an arena setting where it's just a huge open area, and then they set up their tables in rows and stuff like that. But it's just one big giant open area, and then there may be some theaters or other things that connect to them. The Heinz is kind of an older type of venue, and I don't think it was really designed for this type of convention. Is more like for business conventions. So you're dealing with multiple floors and then multiple rooms. So it's almost like you're walking in through like a school, for instance, or a hotel where you're going down the corridor, and then there's this room and that room, and you have, you know, bigger size rooms and some smaller size rooms, and maybe a type of room where you would have like a speaker or something in, but it's not a big, huge, giant open like an aircraft hangar type of expo center. It's multiple floors with multiple rooms. So when we're saying like when you go to Artist Alley, that's on one floor in one room, and then if you want to go to the dealer thing, that's on another floor in another room. And this is, you've got now thousands of people going up and down escalators, up and down stairs, up across hallways, trying to figure out where they're going. It's kind of a cluster. So you can go ahead. I just want to give them an idea of the layout, so you kind of understand that this is you know, not your typical open thing. This is where you have, like I said, multiple floors, and then you have like T sections. So you'll have your main corridor, and then you'll have hallways that shoot off of them with rooms and stuff. So it's kind of, like I said, like sort of like an office building or a school type of layout where there's corridors and rooms off those corridors, as opposed to one big open area. So yeah, no, it's good that you painted that picture, because I wasn't really sure how to explain it. Yeah, so the Artist Alley was on the first floor, and then the dealer hall was on the second floor, and then the karaoke room and all the ballrooms and stuff were on the third floor. So we were on the second floor because we had just done the karaoke, so we decided to go down, and we were like, you know what, it might make more sense to go to the Artist Alley first. So we went down to the first floor, and we went to the Artist Alley, and there was like all kinds of stuff there, and we got a decent amount of stuff. I mean, at least I did. I got a decent amount of stuff. They had a lot of cool things. Not as much like Gura stuff as I would have thought, but they did have like a good handful amount of Gura stuff. The other problem we ran into as well is that a lot of the vendors that were there we had seen in previous like conventions, and they all had like the same stuff. It wasn't anything new. So it was like, oh, we already have this. Oh, I already have this print. I have this stand and whatever. So I wasn't going to buy the same stuff I had before. So even some of the artists, it was the same drawings and stuff that they had at last year.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
Which
Can't
I
it?
guess that would kind of make sense. It must be difficult to try and if you got all these different, not just Hollow Live, but other animes and whatever, trying to keep making new drawings. You can't draw everything, so
Right.
some of them are gonna, they're gonna, and they probably if they printed stock are gonna want to try and sell it.
Yeah, that's true. Anime Girls is very serious business. It is, Ginger. It is. It's very serious business. Hello, Skiddo, Dino Dad and fellow dinos. Just passing by. Gotta work soon. Okay, hi, Glenn. Good luck at work today. Can't help but to think Dino Dad is thinking of the nightmares to evacuate the venue. Oh, he was. Trust me.
We'll discuss that a little bit later.
Don't worry. There's something
there's
that
a
comes
point
in.
that, and this is where,
It comes in. Don't worry.
and because of my long time professional experience, that I'm sitting there going, this is you're gonna make something that isn't a problem because of what they're trying to do. But we'll get to that later. But last year was literally.
It was really bad.
I really don't think they actually capped the tickets. I think they just kept letting people go and it come get in. We'll sell you a ticket, no problem. They completely overlooked the maximum occupancies because the artist room, if they had to evacuate, even if it was a false alarm, someone was going to get hurt because you had too many people in a room with one exit, and it was just you couldn't move. And I'm like, this is an absolute. I mean, this is the city where the Coconut Grove fire happened. It's like where. All those people got killed in a nightclub in the 1940s. This is where a lot of the fire codes came from. And it's like, this is ridiculous. Like, you guys are going to get in some serious trouble here because you can't have this many people in this room. You need to be able to move and get out. You can have it crowded, but there is a point where it's like, if you can't move, that's a serious concern. And last year was just ridiculous.
There's a reason for saying regulations are written in blood.
That's true. Yep.
Yep. Hi, Rose. Welcome to the stream. Also, hi, Agra. Yeah. That comes in later, though, so don't worry. There's a story behind that. So, yeah, we went to the Artist Alley. There's a lot of cool things. I mean, we got, Dino Dad and I found this artist that made Hololive characters out of pixels, out of perler beads. And it was super cool because, like, he had like a whole visual like thing that he did where like he sprayed them with like some sort of like crazy adhesive where like it made it so that he was able to bend them and run them over with his car and they didn't break. And so I was like, that's pretty cool. And they have a lifetime warranty. So if yours breaks, you can message the blah, blah, blah. So you can message the artist and he'll make you a new one, no charge, which I think is pretty awesome. It's basically pixel art, yeah. But it's like he made the pixel art himself and then he went in and made it out of the perler beads, which was pretty cool. So I got one of Gura and then Dino Dad got one of Bay. So it was pretty cool. There was a Corone one. There were a few other Hololives. I think I saw Crony. It was pretty cool.
They were decent size too. They weren't really like terribly
Yeah.
small. I mean, they weren't huge, but they weren't like real small either.
Yeah.
They was a nice size.
I'd say maybe like 6 inches.
Yeah, six or eight.
Yeah,
I'd say, yeah.
somewhere around there. They're pretty big.
It was
they're
unique
really nice
though.
quality.
I had not seen anything like that before. That was definitely unique.
Yeah, I agree.
It was probably one of the more unique things that we came across.
I got that Flex Seal strong glue. Make perler beads with Flex Seal. Flex tape. Yeah, it was pretty cool. We got a lot of fun stuff. Got some shirts. I got a hoodie that says "I don't give a crappy bara." I love it. I think it's hilarious. We got some prints. We got some acrylic stands. Got some keychains.
I got the art book. This
Oh,
is now
yeah,
my
there's an
third
art
Bay
book.
art book. I actually opened it this time. I said, screw
Yeah,
it. The
art book.
other two that I got, I left in the plastic and everything. I was like, I actually want to look at this, so
Yeah.
took it out. But yeah, art book, and because there was that one stand that kind of had like some Hololive like items like that, stands and
Yeah.
some books and
The guy that bought the Subaru merch.
yeah. Well, the funny thing about that is that Skiddo was looking at stuff and I was just kind of waiting for her, and this fellow got in. He was like, "Oh, what's this and what's that?" And the seller had a Subaru limited edition set, so it had like the autograph, it had like a shirt, a hat, different stuff.
It was
in
the hand signed
And he had
autograph too, not
he
the
liked-
foil stamped one.
Right, he liked Hololive, but he didn't know who Subaru was specifically. I think he liked EN, and he was like, "Oh, she's Hololive. All right, I'll take it." It was like $300 or something, or $200 or something. And I was like,
Something like that.
it
Yeah.
was just cracking me up because I'm like, I didn't even know who she was.
Yeah, I didn't even
she's
know who
Hololive?
Subaru
Yeah, I'll
was.
take it. Give it to me. I'll take 2 of those, 3 of those, 1 of those. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he didn't even know who Subaru was, and he just bought her merch. I was like, okay. Money, the man's got money to throw around.
It's not like it was like $5. You'd be like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'll take one of each or whatever. They were a couple bucks a piece or something. I could see like a card to have the set, but it was like a $200 thing in merch set, and he's like, yeah, all right, throw it in there, throw it in, add it to my tab.
Yeah, and then he was at the Hololive concert later in the day, and he was wearing the shirt.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know,
More power to him. He paid for it.
why not? It's yours now.
Yeah, I know. Bro wants the swag, not the lore. Quite literally. Anyone selling Skiddo merch? Bro, I wish.
If
I
there was
wish.
one, it was gonna be that one lady, the one that had the indie VTuber stuff. She had. I bought the couple made mint things from her.
Oh,
so she
her,
had
yeah.
she had indie keychains. She had small prints. She had posters. She had like a couple bags, I think, like those like cloth bags. She had a few different things.
She was so cute. She was so cute. I loved her style. She was so cute. I just wanted to hug her.
She had a bunch of indie stuff, so that's who would have had it. You know, you could have probably talked to her, and you could have sold some stands. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe I could have talked to her. I could have unloaded some of the stands that I have.
Perhaps.
Listen, people don't even have to know who you are. That guy had no idea who a Subaru was, and he dropped $200 on that.
I know.
So.
Well, there have been people before on Twitter that are like, hey, I want to work with indie VTubers. Let me know if you're interested, and I want to make some merch to sell at cons. And I do it every single time I see it. And every single time, they're always like, oh, we're so happy you want to work with us. Unfortunately, we have to reject your application at this time. Thank you, though. Hope to see you around soon. And I'm just like, why do you offer this if you're going to turn me down every time? Ah! Like, bruh. I knew all the maid talk would get to Dino Dad eventually. Yeah, he likes maid mint now.
I have to admit, I really can't see chat that well, but I just happened to see Feared's comment, and I thought it said trade Skiddo stands for nude stands, and I was like, what? What nude stands?
Nude stands?
My gosh.
I don't...
You must have watched that stream last night when they were talking about you can't get any more naked than naked.
Yes, jeez.
This is why I can't read chat, because I can't see it, so from where I am, and so and then I read things incorrectly, so...
Thanks, Skiddo. What kind of merch you making? Ask Dino Dad. Apparently, I'm making merch that he doesn't approve of.
That's the kinds that I mistakenly buy and see.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Should we tell them, or?
That's up to you. That's your story to tell, not mine.
All right, we'll take a few minute break from the Boston thing to tell you about Dino Dad's accidental purchase.
This is a great story.
So we're on. You know, always checking out Bai and Macari, seeing what new stuff was out there for, you know, got some cool stands and different things that, you know, I wouldn't have been able to get here. And if you go on eBay, it's like ridiculous. So I saw a tapestry for Bai, and it was she was wearing the Idol outfit. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I don't have a tapestry with the Idol outfit. I have just a regular outfit. And it was like $15. So I was like, all right. So it shows you the picture. It's in the package. So it shows you like kind of like the top of the head with the ears and the hat, and I was like, all right, no, it's only $15, sure. So it takes a little while because it's coming from Japan, I get it, and I was like, all right, neat. So I open it up, and I was like, oh yeah, yep, she's wearing the hat. And I open it up, and it's pretty big. It's a lot bigger than I thought. And I'm like, yep, she's wearing the hat. She's wearing the hat, and nothing else. Just a hat. And when I say nothing else, I mean, this isn't the, you know, artistry, classy, nude version. This is the X-rated, like, who the fuck is going to put this on their wall version? And I'm like, so what's the first thing I do? Hey, Skiddo, come over here and see what I bought. I said, hey, you want to see what I got? And she was like, Dad!
I was like, oh my god.
So I thought to myself, maybe I just didn't see something. I went back and looked at the listing, and this was not my fault. There was absolutely nothing on here that said 18 plus, adult, nudity, anything. It just said Heiko's Bales idol outfit tapestry. And there was another indication that this was an adult item, and the only picture was just the package. So you can't blame me for that one. I thought I did a stupidity thing and didn't see something, but I went and I read that whole thing, and I was like, no, there is nothing on here that says, hey, warning, you're about to have your socks blown off when you open this thing up. But so there you go. That's what I ended up with. So there's my it's not even a nudie stand. It's a nudie tapestry that's about 4 feet freaking long.
Yeah.
It's like a flag more than a tapestry.
Is this better? Can you see the chat better? There you go. I didn't know you could make it bigger. There you go.
Yeah, what did I get it the other day? It was right before, it was last week, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
So what did it look like? Oh, I can't even describe it. It's so graphic. I could
post a pic in the Discord? No.
Oh,
are you crazy?
The mod might ban me.
Bruh.
Yeah, that was.
Watcher wants to know if you showed Dino Mom.
No. No. That was one of those things that you fold back up and you're like, we're gonna put that with the other items that are just, I don't have any place to necessarily put, so that'll go on the bottom of that. We'll just put it there and we'll just say, all right, that's a learning experience, I guess.
We're not putting it in the Discord. Shush.
I think the funny thing about it is that was not expecting it. It's like, if you know that it's something like, all right, this might be kind of naughty, kind of on guard for it. I had no expectation that it wasn't I was assuming that it was just a regular tapestry. Just gonna have her idol outfit on, with the, with the pose or whatever. I was not expecting what I got. So you open it up and you're like, oh, what the?
Wait, no, Glenn is onto something. Put it in the attic for future generations to find.
Yeah, you just have to put it somewhere, but with no reference at all, so that way somebody finds it like, what is this?
It's okay, Dino Dad. I once bought what I thought was a cool, fancy manga, opened it up, and all the female characters were naked from the waist down. I was mortified. Bruh.
See? They get you.
Buried it in the backyard.
But I thought maybe I just missed something and didn't notice. Maybe there was like a space or something and it said adult only or mature or whatever. There was nothing. Like I said, it only said Heiko's Bales idol outfit tapestry. That was it. There was nothing else. And I don't even know if this would be a tapestry. This thing it's more like a giant beach towel, for crying out loud. The thing is huge. So I was like, who's gonna hang this up?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess somebody would. I've seen some weird things hung up before, but I mean, this is not a remote. Like I said, this is not something. There's that tasteful nudity where it's like it's a tasteful kind of, like almost like old school art, Roman art or something. That's maybe Roman's a bad example, but so like an art thing where it's somewhat tasteful. This was not tasteful. This was about as X-rated as you possibly can get, and I was like, all right then.
Yeah. Ginger wood.
Ginger would wear it as a cape. Is that what I just saw?
No, Ginger would hang it up.
Oh.
Newt's saying to wear it as a cape.
Yeah, I'm sure that would go over well.
Imagine a false wall in the basement only to find a 4-foot 18 plus bay art. That would be wild. I think it was about me wearing it as a cape. Oh. I don't know where you got that from. He said Dino Dad wear it as a cape. But anyway, yeah, so that happened. And keep it under a glass like the Declaration of Independence. You're on the right track, Agra. You're on the right track. Anyway, yeah. So you're saying the internet is unreliable. Pretty much, yeah. He showed it to me, so I was like, Dino Dad, what did we learn? And he was like, not to buy something unless it shows the full art. And I was like, yes.
But it's in the original packaging, sealed. So it's something that, you know what I mean? If you think about it in that regard, to some people that becomes less desirable because it's not new in the package. So it's now used. You know what I mean? That could be the difference between new and used. So
I guess.
I mean, it's possible the seller didn't even know. Which, I mean, I would guess they did, but if they did, you would think that they would at least put some sort of warning.
Yeah. I'm sure that print is used already. Shut up, chat! Keep your mouths shut! Get your minds out of the gutter! Although I guess we can't really in this.
We're already in the gutter at this point. I think we're just floating along with the trash and the leaves. Just
could be a reseller who has no idea what they sold. That's possible.
Yeah. Because again, it was in the sealed package, and you can't see anything in the package. It's just, like I said, the top of her head and the hat. There's no... You can't see anything. So, I mean, it is possible that if this is a person that just got a bunch of, you know, maybe buys, sells whole live merch, didn't actually know what it was. I sure didn't know what it was.
Yeah. Yes, Snoot, we talked about Tom Nook. Yeah, so that happened. But yeah, so we got some really cool artwork and stuff from the Artist Alley. And then we went to the dealer hall. I don't think I really bought a ton of stuff from the dealer hall. I bought a Lammy Nendo. Dino Dad bought Kanata. I'm trying to think. I don't think we got anything else other than the shirts.
Shirts. Free my boy from prison. Shirts. A couple Nendos. I think most of it was probably the Artist Alley.
Free my boy from
no,
_uppies.
the earbud place.
Oh yeah, the place that makes the whole live collab earbuds. They had acrylic stands and stuff, so we got acrylic stands from them. So that was pretty cool too. Yeah. Be quiet with the whammies. Shush. Yeah. So we did that. We walked around for a bit. Had some lunch. And then we didn't really do anything else. We just kind of walked around a little bit. And then we just kind of went over to the ballroom and just kind of hung out there. And we met our boy. We met the man, the myth, the legend, Salted Bread. The man, Salted Bread.
We got to hang out with Salted himself.
We did, yes. We got to hang out with Salted.
And a bunch of other brats, too.
Yeah.
Which I have to say, you know, I said this from New York. I'll say it again. The brats have got to be some of the coolest fans. They just, all of them, they don't care. They invite everybody. Come on, hang out with us, chill out.
Yeah.
They're not snobby at all. Nice group of people.
Idiot pinged the entire server. Yeah, that's why he was let go. Oh god, not Salted.
That may or may not have come up.
It did, yeah. And then he had us sign his book. So he is the second, Salted Bread is the second person to have an authentic Skiddo signature. The first being Dino Dad, obviously. But he's the first to have a authentic, hand-signed autograph from Skiddosaurus Rex.
I even got to sign his book, too.
You did.
Cool. That's actually kind of a neat idea.
Yeah.
So when he goes to things, he has a journal, and he has the different brats that he meets, or even, might be even any fan, or is it just brats? Or
I don't know. I mean, it may have just been brats. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the different fans that he meets, he has them sign their book. It's like, you know, it's kind of a cool little thing he does.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So, hi Kami. Okay, welcome to the stream. How is Honey not the second? Well, because my my relationship with Honey is personal. So when I send her things, I use my actual not Skiddo name. So she gets my real signature, which is not like my Skiddo signature is not my real signature, but you know what I mean. She gets my off-stream signature.
Some people don't know who Salted Bread is.
Yeah, RSA's telling them.
Oh, okay. Oh, she beat me to it.
Yeah, where's my signature? Come to more streams. Be more active. I don't know. Free Dino Dad from PNG prison. I know. We need a live 2D Dino Dad for real.
It's not even my most updated picture either, because I have the 1 foot made, which is far more regal in my knight attire. I have a sword.
Yes, you do.
I like that.
Yes. Honey gets your honey name. She does, yes.
Reminds me, the people at the con that had the swords through their heads. I don't know. I would like to know if they hit anybody with them. Do you remember some of the costumes that they had? They had a sword, or some of them had a sword, and it was like through their skull, but it was like 3 or 4 feet in front of them. So it's like, how do you turn your head without whacking somebody with that? That would be my question of the day.
I don't even remember seeing
You don't remember that?
No.
There was some, I don't know what it was from. It kind of reminds me of the chainsaw thing, but it was like a sword, and it was, the prop went like, the hilt was in the back of their head, and then the blade went out the front of their head. But the blade went out. It wasn't a short blade. It was at least 3 to 4 feet in front of them. And I'm like, this person turns their head quickly. They're going to be...
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Don't ask me how I got on that, but
that
was one thing that I was contemplating at certain times, was how does this person turn their head without hitting something?
Yeah. One thing that was kind of funny, one of the cosplays I saw, it was a blown up Among Us costume. It was a dude in Among Us costume, and he was fanning himself with a fan that said Daddy on it. And I thought that was hilarious.
Did you see the person that had the computer monitor on their head?
Yeah, the eyes actual blinked.
The actual when they move their eyes, the computer eyes move with it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I don't know how they do that, but that's cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a cool one. And of course, the blow up Pikachu was there. It's there for literally every convention. I'm sure there's more than one person that dresses up as a blow up Pikachu, but there's every convention I go to, there's always a blow up Pikachu.
It doesn't matter what kind either. It could be a regular Comic-Con, or it could be an anime one, but there's always a Pikachu walking around. Yep,
always. Some people are just on a different level. Yeah, there was some person that was like, there was a girl that had like dragon feet. Like, she full on made these herself, and like her legs were in the first 2, and then there was like a tail and like 2 dragon feet like after, and like she had like it like moved on wheels and stuff or whatever. I don't fully know how it worked, but it was insane. It was like next level. It actually looked crazy. Like, I don't know how she made it, but serious props to her, because it looked so good. And there was also a Bae cosplayer, and I talked to her for a little bit, and she had the Chun-Bae outfit, and it was really, really cute. She did really well with it, and she made it herself. Like, she made the wig, she made the outfit, she did everything herself, and it was really cute. She did a really good job with it. She said it took her a month or 2 to do it. And I was like, can I take a picture of it? I love this. And she was like, yeah, of course. So I took a picture of her cosplay. That was the only person I took a cosplay picture of the entire day. No, I don't know what her name was, but it was really cute. I didn't ask her. But yeah, it was pretty based. She did a pretty good job. She was at the concert. But yeah. So, yeah, we got to meet Salted Bread. We got to meet a few of the other brats, which was pretty cool. We got to hang out with them. We talked with them for probably like 3 hours. It was like 2-3 hours or something, and it was pretty good. It was pretty fun. We had a lot of fun talking with them and stuff, and it was pretty great. And have you already announced a special announcement? Nope. End of stream.
EOS.
So yeah, EOS. So yeah, it was pretty good. The staff was mean though. The staff was so mean. Like, they refused to let people line up. Like, you know how, like, you can just go to, like, an event or something and you can start kind of, like, lining up? And they just did not allow us to line up. They were mean. And they were like... There was this poor guy came up to the staff and was asking if he could line up, or if we could start lining up, or he was like, is this where we line up for the Hololive karaoke party or whatever? And the girl like snapped at him and was like, no, this is not where you're supposed to be. You can't line up here just yet. You have to wait till 5 o'clock. And like was going off at him. And I was like, this poor man just asked you a question. Calm down. And like they kept threatening that if they didn't move, then they were gonna make people go to the back of the line. And they were like being super mean and like aggressive. And like I understand to a certain degree, like you have to stand your ground, because if you don't, people will walk all over you. But like at the same time, there's a way of going about it so that you're not being rude to everybody. Like, we literally paid to be, like, we paid to be in the convention. Like, we have a right to just wait. And it's not like we were in the way. We were up against the wall. Like, we weren't doing anything that put anybody in danger or anything. And they kept, like, telling people to, like, go in the hallway. And there was, like, a huge crowd of people that were waiting for this concert so we could start lining up. And... they kept telling people, we need you to go to the hallway. You need to go somewhere else. You can't stay here. If you stay here, then we're going to push you to the back of the line. You're not going to be able to have good seats or whatever. And this is where Dino Dad's concern was coming in, was that they wanted everybody in this hallway, which was probably well over 100 people.
Oh, it was several hundred.
Yeah, they wanted all of these people to, like, flood into the hallway all at once. And then... it was just like, so you want to cause chaos, and you want there to be a problem, like if there were an emergency or something.
Well, see, again, if you were here to my explanation of what the Heinz layout is. So if you think about a main corridor that everybody's going up and down to, this is where your escalators are, and then everything runs off of this main corridor. So whether it could be rooms or other hallways. So the ballroom where the karaoke party was down one of these hallways. The hallway dead ends, so it doesn't loop around, doesn't go anything else. It just comes to an end. And I can understand what they're saying is that if the people kept coming in, now they're gonna create this space where all these people are. But you have to look at, sometimes your short-sightedness is that, well, I don't care where you go, you just can't be here. Well, when you're inside a building, you should give a shit where you go, because you may not have a problem, but you then may create one. So this is a situation, you had all the people that were waiting to line. They understood. They kept yelling, that's not the line. Everybody's like, we know that's not the line. We're just hanging out because this isn't a ticketed event. And people want to make sure that they get in, and they want to be able to get a decent seat. That's why they got there at that time. Most events were like that. The earlier you arrive, the better the seats you get, and they don't care. But they were trying not to bottleneck all the people in this hallway. The thing about this hallway was it was pretty wide. It was pretty wide and it was pretty long. And all of the people that were waiting were up against one side of the hallway, the opposite side of where the ballroom was. They were not blocking anything. This was a solid wall. There were some seats. People were all hanging out there. And the middle of the hallway was free. You know, there were people walking up and down, but it was not jammed. It was not blocked. People were able to move up and down. And more importantly, because of where I was, I could see the exits. They were at the end of the hallways. It wasn't just dead-ended to a wall with nothing. There were several stairwells and where you could exit and go down and presumably out. But the point is, these were labeled as regular exits, which means that they don't just go to nowhere. These exits will lead you to a safe place, either a lobby or directly outside. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, these exits are available. They're not blocked. These people are up against this side. You can walk freely. Maybe this isn't what you designed. Maybe you got yelled at last year, so you're trying to avoid any real clustering of people. But what they wanted to do was take these several hundred people and push them out of the hallway. Well, if you push them out of the hallway, where are they going to go? They're going to go to that T section because they're going to go as close as they can to where they want to be. So you're going to take all these hundreds of people and you're going to stick them at the intersection of that hallway and the main corridor, while there's still hundreds, if not thousands, of people walking back and forth to go to the other rooms and events and or to get out. So that's going to create a logjam. That's going to create a choke point, which is a bigger safety hazard than if you just left the people up against the wall who weren't bothering anybody, where you had free movement and you had open exits. Now you're going to bottleneck all these people. They're going to get more irritated because now you're more compact. You got the people that's going to be, excuse me, trying to get by because they don't, they're not part of this. They want to go to the other side of where that giant mob of people is because they're going down there to the karaoke room or to the bathroom or to ballroom, whatever, or coming the other way because they want to go out. They want to leave. They want to go down the escalator. So pushing them to the end of this hallway, saying you have to get out of this hallway and wait down there, was really idiotic. That's not thinking. That's because you don't have, these are just people that probably aren't regular, they're event staff, and they're probably hired for the event, so they don't understand the logistics of saying you can't take this many people and say, well, I don't want you here and I don't care where you go. Well, you need to care where they go because you may create something that is a potential problem and make it a problem, because having all those people down at that hallway would have made no sense. That would have been an awful thing. And these people want to get in line. You're not going to tell them go to the dealer's room and come back. They don't want to. And some did, from what we were told the night before for the event that they had there the night before. They did something similar. They told people, come back at this time, and they did. And then something got screwed up, and when they came back, there was a big line. And they were like, well, what? You said if we did what you said and we got screwed. So therefore, they don't want to get screwed again. This is the event. Some people came from long distances because they wanted to go to this karaoke party. They're like, I'm not, I'm not trusting you that that's what's going to happen because it didn't happen last night. And this is what I traveled a long distance for. So this is where you're going to start getting the butting of the heads. And you just say, you know what? These people aren't bothering anybody. They're not a safety hazard. This hallway is not jam-packed so people can't move. They're up against the wall. They're doing what we tell them to do. So let them stay there. Because it makes no sense to take this huge group of people and shuffle them down and then basically create a barrier that people can't get by them. So I was like, you really need to think about what you're trying to do here before you start yelling at people. And then they think that people can hear you, but it's like you're wearing a mask. You're wearing a mask, and because you cup your hands over your mouth, people can't hear you. There's literally several hundred people talking all at once, and they think that they can hear what you're saying.
I was just flat out ignoring them.
Well, but then when somebody comes up to them and says, excuse me, I didn't hear what you said, then they like snap at them. It's like if somebody comes up to you and says, I didn't hear what you said, your whole purpose of being there is to provide information and instruction. You're not there to bust people's balls. You're not there to beat people with billy sticks. They're not cops. They're just event staff. And it's like, listen, if someone asks you a question because they didn't hear you, then you repeat yourself and tell them because they didn't hear you. You know what I mean? This isn't some child that's being an asshole. This is an adult that didn't hear what you said because you're wearing a mask when you're trying to yell at people. You do realize that by now, most people post-COVID should know that it's difficult to hear when people have a mask on. So, to get mad at somebody, it wasn't me, by the way. I just watched it happen. But to get mad at somebody because they come up to you and they say, excuse me, I didn't, and it wasn't like I said, they weren't a jerk either. Excuse me, I didn't hear what you said. Could you repeat yourself? And then they get mad at them. It's like, maybe you're in the wrong position and need to get somebody else to do that job.
Yeah. Yeah, they were being kind of rude. And then, once they were getting ready to line everybody up, they had to, wait to tell everybody to go. They were like, as long as you abide by our rules, then you won't get kicked out or anything. If you run, then you're gonna get put to the back of the line and whatever else. And they were talking about that they were gonna sell the t-shirts and everything outside the doors and whatever else. And they were like, oh, once we tell you we're ready for you, then you can go in and you can start waiting in line and whatever else. And everybody was waiting for that moment for them to say, "We're ready for you," and then like full on just send themselves into the line. And then once they did that, it was just a huge swarm of people, and I was able to sort of get to the front, but I lost Dino Dad.
I got lost. I got swept up by the Bow Bows.
Yeah, he got swept up by all the ruffians, and I was having a low-key panic attack because I didn't know where he was, and I was afraid something happened. I was like, oh my gosh, where's Dino Dad? I can't find Dino Dad. Where is he? Where is he? And I was like looking around trying to find him, and then finally saw him in the sea of people. And I was like I was asking the fans, I was like, can I have my dad, please? He's with me. Can I have my dad? And then they sent him up to me, which was nice. But I was just like panicked at first because I was like, I couldn't find Dino Dad. I was like, where is Dino Dad?
It was kind of funny because I could sort of see her, and then it was like, I'll give it to you, these ruffians, they're all right in my book. They're wicked cool because they just made this little like corridor, like almost like the parting of the Red Sea. And they just went whoop, and they were like, "Come on!" And I was like, "Okay." And then we just went right up, and the guy there that I ended up standing next to was like, "Here you go." I mean, they were very, most people I would think would be like, "Oh, you got separated from the person you're with, no problem." But you never know. Some people could be like, well, whatever. You go back to him then instead of him come up to you. But they were like, no problem. Hey, come on up here. They were, like I said, they were very nice and wicked cool. And
Yeah.
they were like, all of a sudden, like it was really like instantaneous. Like we were standing next to each other. Then the wave of people came. And then I'm like, where did she go?
Yeah. I got in line. I was like, oh, cool. We're kind of towards the front. And then I was like, oh, my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, where is Dino Dad? I was like, oh my gosh. And they let me have Dino Dad back, which was pretty cool. So and then they finally let us into the concert, and we sat down for a bit, which felt nice to sit.
Boy, that was
it felt nice to sit, so we finally sat for a little bit, and then we waited for them to announce the concert, and then the concert started, and it started with Fuomoko. And it was amazing. We had so much fun. One thing I will say is that the person that was doing the lyrics on the screen, because it was a karaoke party, they had the lyrics of the songs that they were singing like on the screen underneath Fuomoko and Bae. And the person that was going through and like putting the lyrics on the screen so people could sing along had no idea what they were doing. They did not know any of these songs because they would scroll too fast or scroll too slow, and it was super hard to keep up with the songs that like Dino Dad and I didn't know, because it was like it was like this, they just like didn't understand what they were doing, and it was just like crazy with like how messed up they did with the lyrics.
Well, I think this was also the first one of these super karaoke parties, so there's obviously going to be a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we go back to the layout. You have, so if you're at the you're in the audience, you're looking at the what would be the stage. There is a stage, but there's 3 huge screens. So there's one in front of you, kind of like if you've ever been to a Hololive thing. It's similar to that. There's a big screen in front of you, and then there's another big screen slightly to the left, and then another one to the right. It's not on the side walls. They're in general proximity to each other. And underneath the center one, there was it's about as long as the screen, but it was kind of short. So it was underneath that screen, and that's where they had the lyrics. And I would guess that this is just basically the only way that they could do this without it being a safety hazard, is because it's a big screen, but it's long. It's not really what one would call like high. So they can only fit a few lines on at a time and have it big enough for people to see, which, unless you were in the first few rows, I don't think you could see it anyway because the people are in the way. There's something needed to be up higher. Again, probably this is the only place they could put it, but the words, the lyrics needed to be higher so that the people out of the first few rows could see them. So I don't even know if anybody in the back could even see them anyway. Because, I mean, I had to look around the person in front of me to see them, and we were right up front. And but they can only fit a few lines on at a time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, that's even harder for the person. Think about it. The person that's doing this probably has no idea what any of these songs are, and is trying to keep it in that box, basically.
Yeah.
It would have been better if it was something that was taller that you could fit more words on. So they're trying to scroll and keep it in to where they're at. And some of these songs are kind of fast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the person maybe not been the best, but in the same token, they're trying to. I feel like that screen that they were using was so compact that it was hard trying to get all the right words, especially if you don't know the song. And some of these were fast bangers that, they're going along pretty quick. So to try and keep up with it, I mean,
It was pretty crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Tori Tomio. Welcome to the stream. I was in the back, didn't even know there were lyrics. Oh.
So there you go. So you didn't even know.
Yeah, there were lyrics on the screen. I definitely agree with Rain. They should have been at the top of the screen, not the bottom. Because I am short, so I had someone in front of me that was tall, and I couldn't see the lyrics. I had to keep going like this, and like this to try and see the lyrics, because I couldn't see them, and I was like, I want to see what they say.
Well, the reason that they're on the bottom was because it was a separate screen.
I know, but they could have put the separate screen on the top, like screwed it in or something up there.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how heavy the thing is. There may have been a reason that they didn't. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they were lazy and didn't want to try and get a ladder to put it up there.
Maybe if they don't have faith in their handy people and they thought it might fall out of the ceiling. I don't know.
I don't think they have a faith in a lot of their staff. I was in the third row in the center and I couldn't even see the full lyrics. Yeah, I was struggling. There was people in front of me too, and it was hard to see the lyrics. What if they were rushed? Could have been that too. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they were prepared. They were not. I don't think they were either. They probably weren't really prepared enough. I don't think any event is ever prepared enough for Hololive fans. It doesn't seem that way.
Well, I think also, again, this was the first. So if it's something where they've done a whole bunch of times, maybe like Hololive or someone else, one of their representatives, can give them advice and say, all right, this is what other venues have done and this works out well. You know what I mean? If it's the first one, it's kind of, you're sort of the guinea pig as to how this is going to go.
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, is that I feel like they had the seats way too close to each other. Like,
yep.
I was in the lap of the dude next to me. I was like, I'm so sorry, bro. I was like, I can't, like...
I got very friendly with the arm of the person next to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was, like, shoving the light stick in your face.
I did, yes. But in the same token, I mean, she was not doing anything wrong.
No.
She was just dancing and having fun, and she was trying to be mindful, too. She didn't hit me or anything. It's just that she was so tight together that, for something like that where people are going to sing and dance, it would have been nice to have a little more space, but I also see the point, especially not being a ticket event. They wanted to make sure as many people could get in and participate as they could fit in there. So honestly, you could probably take the chairs away anyway because nobody sat anyway. It's like any other Hololive thing. Once the music starts, forget it. No one's sitting down anyway.
Yeah, we all stood for the whole thing. Anime Boston's getting too big for its venue. It honestly should be at the convention center. It shouldn't be at the Heinz. Like
the Expo Center.
The Expo Center. Because we've gone there a couple times when we've traveled for Fan Expo, and that's a much bigger convention center. People near the edges just moved into the center because there was no space. I believe it. It was so crammed. And I felt so bad. Like, the guy I was standing next to, him and I literally came up with some sort of, like, unwritten, like, pact to, like, stand sideways of each other so we didn't hit each other with the light sticks. And, speaking of that, there was one guy that was in front of us that asked the guy that was next to me if he wanted to borrow a light stick because he didn't have one. And he was separated from his group he was with. And he was like, oh, hey, you want to use a light stick? And he was like, oh, really? Are you sure? And he was like, yeah, go ahead, borrow the light stick. And he was like, oh, thank you so much. And I thought that was really cool that the guy let him borrow his light stick. But so yeah, he was asking me about the calls. He was like, how do you know what to do the call outs and stuff? I was like, honestly, it's just I don't really know what to tell you. I was like, Fumoko is an advent or known for doing this kind of stuff where they like make tutorials on how to do call outs for certain songs. And I was like, if you go to them, if you do it enough times, you end up starting to understand how it goes. And then, like, when they go, fu-wa-wa, fu-wa-wa, mokoko, mokoko. And they just, fu-wa-moko, bow-bow. Like, it just know how to do it. I don't know.
Sometimes, too, if it's one that they repeat, you kind of catch on.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of see, you kind of know. You know, it's, I've noticed that with a bunch of songs where they kind of have the same part again and again. So once you see it once or twice, and you're like, all right, I see, I know what's going to happen now.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that do know, you just kind of follow what the other people do. The light stick training came back.
Yeah.
You know?
And you didn't hit anybody this time.
No, there was no, to much be to some people's disappointment, there was no Boston bonk. The Brooklyn bonk remains a sole and lone event.
Yep. I accidentally hit Dino Dad in the hand, but...
In the face with your hair. That stung more. Right in the eyes. I was like,
I know, I have long hair, I'm sorry. I thought we were going to get a Boston bonk. Nope, sorry,
No.
Ginger, not this time. Then we could have said it with an accent. The Boston bonk.
yeah.
Ask somebody from Boston to do the accent. I wonder if that guy ever thinks about it. He probably still has a concussion to this day.
Probably has a piece of the light stick stuck in his head.
His head's forever indented.
I will say, that's a good advertisement for the people who make the light stick, because that thing didn't break. It didn't break, didn't crack, nothing. It suffered no ill effects from me nailing that guy. I mean, when I say I nailed this guy in the head, it was not a tap. I mean, I full on whacked his skull with this thing.
Yeah, his skull rung from that one.
But he didn't move. Well, other than the slight, glance backwards. But other than that, he really paid no attention to it, and the light stick did not suffer any damage. So
Yeah.
I guess all was good in the end.
If anything, you were almost going to get karma from that girl with the light stick.
I thought for sure. I was like, it's coming back, and I'm going to get hit in the face with this. But
No, she kept
no.
her distance. Well, the best she could.
I wouldn't say Det kept her distance, but she was mindful enough
Yeah.
that she didn't get so carried away that she was going to hit me with it. You know what I mean?
Bow bow.
Bow bow.
Bow bow.
Bow bow. Thank you for the super chat. Toot toot. Bow bow. I mean, I myself have a hard head. Maybe he had the same. Maybe.
Could be.
Bow bow. Yeah, I gotta be honest. The bow bows are growing on me a little bit. Bow bow.
I did enjoy the bow bows. Those
Yeah.
Well, we saw them in New York, but it's not as much. Like, this was pretty cool because it was a whole segment with just them, and they're pretty fun.
Yeah.
I have watched a couple of their streams, but
Yeah.
this
no,
was
I
a
agree.
lot of fun. They did really good.
Yeah, I will say that they are a little hard to understand in concert because their voice is so high pitched that because of they probably were super nervous too. So I'm not picking on them or anything, but their voices were so high pitched that it was a little hard to understand what they were saying when they were emceeing. Which is nothing on that. That's just, I'm sure they were nervous, but it was a little hard to understand what they were saying at times, but it was still super enjoyable, and they made for a really fun time. And they sang some bangers. They sang some good songs. And then they left. They sang a few songs.
Stay with me.
Yeah, they did Stay With Me.
And I actually had the words this time to go with. Yes, I sang along. That's a good tune. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then they left, and then there was a little intermission, and then Bay came on. Bay! The rat. She is the chaos. End of ends. A steel rose trapped in the cage of ice. Your best friend. Bale's Heikos of Hololive English Promise. And she was witnessed.
She was witnessed.
She was. She was witnessed.
And she was jadonned.
She was.
And she didn't like it.
Yeah. Somebody said Jadon my soul, and she said, what did you just say? And then the entire crowd yelled Jadon my soul, and it went silent, and then she just goes, I hate you.
Well, you have to also get the effect that she put her face to the camera.
Yeah, she put her face to the camera.
On a huge screen, all you just see is her face. She goes, what did you say? And everybody yells, Jadon my soul, and she just goes, I hate you. And then turn around and walks away.
Yeah. And then there was one person that randomly yelled, witness me! And then she goes, I heard you. You have been witnessed.
Yeah.
That one person who just said, witness me, you have been witnessed. And she kept staring at she kept staring at the crowd. Like, they had like a little box that like showed the crowd behind her while she was performing and stuff. And she kept going up to it and just staring at it. It was hilarious. And then she'd like go up to the camera and all you see is her eyeballs because she's just staring at the camera. And my girl sang Crossing Fields, and I lost it. I was excited. I was ecstatic. I was so overjoyed the fact that she sang Crossing Fields. It was a bass pick, man. I was so excited. I was like, let's go, Crossing Fields. I was like, yeah. I understand she sang Apples and Bananas. Oh, she did, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that was her warm-up song, was Apples and Bananas.
She was like, I have to get, my voice isn't ready for karaoke, so I have to get it warmed up. And she was like, sing along with me to my warm-up song. And I was like, and all of a sudden you hear the music. I'm like, you gotta.
I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. And this was the song that was funny, is that this was the song that the person was having issues doing with the lyrics.
And I
with.
was like, come on now, this is in English.
It's really
apples
not
and
that
bananas.
hard.
Like, every kid knows this one.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the end and there's another verse. She's like, how long is this song?
Yeah, she was like, oh God, there's more. She was like, oh God, there's more. There are lyrics to that SAO intro. There is. There's an English version that Amalie made, and then there's the original version that Lisa sung, which is in Japanese.
And she punted Mr. Squeaks.
Yeah, she punted Mr. Squeaks, and she'd throw him across the room. So aggressive.
They had little stuffed animals on this couch, and they had the two little dogs, and then they had Mr. Squeaks, and she took Mr. Squeaks and she punted him.
Yeah, how rude.
Well, that was her version of throwing the rat.
I know, she yeeted the rat.
But
she yeeted the rat.
But that's what I liked about this is like the other like concerts and stuff. You only get to see your favorite for like that one song or something. You know what I mean? You only get to see them for a few minutes. This was 45 minutes of Bay. I was in heaven, absolute heaven. I tell you, this whole thing. This is like the one thing that I have that I can go to, and every care in the world, everything that weighs on my shoulders is gone for that time. I am just totally absorbed. Nothing else really exists. I'm just totally enveloped in this, totally mesmerized, enjoying myself, out of my comfort zone, waving my light stick, singing along, having a good time. And this is really the only opportunity that I get to get away from that. And I don't have the, all of the life's weight hanging on me, and it's like it's just gone for that time, and it's awesome, and I really get to enjoy it. And to have, I enjoyed Full Moko too. I did. I enjoyed them very much. But Bae, as you know, is my Kamiyoshi. She's my favorite, and to have her for 45 minutes talking and singing and stuff, that's live right there where she sees us and we see her, and that was phenomenal. That was just
It was like our time with her.
Yeah, it was really fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. I am so thankful that I got to go to this, and I'm thankful that I got to have a good seat too. Thank you again to the Ruffians for letting me reunite with my with Skiddo, and the brats were awesome too. They were really great. They like I said, I'm not that young in comparison. I mean, I'm not 70 years old, but I mean, I am older.
You're over 66 million years old.
But you know what I mean. I'm not in comparison to them. I'm a bit older, but nobody cares. You know what I mean? And the thing is, when I go to fire stuff and different meetings or different events, and it's always the same. What about this guy, that guy? Oh, you seen this guy? He's an asshole. Or how's that guy? How's that chief? How's this one? It's like you're always on guard because you don't know who knows who, and then they're gonna be like, and I go, well, oh, that guy over at such and such. You know what he said? Oh, here nobody. All of that is non-existent. It's just a bunch of fans having a good time. They don't give a shit what station you work at, what guy did this, who did that. None of it matters. It's just a bunch of people having fun, enjoying each other, meeting new people. God, it was, I have to say, as crowded and as tiring as it was just so relaxing and so, a breath of fresh air to just hang out with some brats and enjoy a concert or a karaoke party. And like I said, that time that I'm in there, when that music starts, everything else disappears, just melts away. And for that short period of time, I actually can be free of weight and just really enjoy myself and just let loose. I mean, there is no other venue or place that I would go that I would be, being able to dance around and sing along and wave a light stick and be in your hi. Where am I going to do that? Nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only place. And I got to say, I am so thankful and appreciative of the fact that I've been able to do this. I've been able to do this with Skiddo. We've gone to a few of these now, Boston, New York, and it is it really is great. And I'm thankful that I get to share this with her, and that we have this, and that this has come as a way for me to blow off steam and to get away from something, even if it's just for a day or two, to just and in this case just for 45 minutes, even to just have all of that melt away and to really enjoy something in life. I mean, it really is it's really fantastic. And like I said, I'm glad that we get to do this, and it's something that I'll always treasure, being able to go to these things and enjoy them with you, and to to see these things, because it's really is a lot of fun. And
I agree. I just wanted to comment. I wanted to say something. I wanted to acknowledge Rose's comment. Of all the girls from Hollow Live, I enjoy Iris a lot, but sadly, I never see her do stuff in the U.S. So I just want to comment on that real quick, because she does do stuff in the U.S. Iris is my top girl, since unfortunately the love of my life, Gura, has graduated. Iris has always been my second, and Iris has done stuff in the U.S. She was actually at the Hollow Live did a karaoke last year at Anime Boston, and it was Iris, Watame, and Hoshinova. And this year she's part of the tour that's gonna start in June, and she's gonna be performing in New York City. So she does do stuff in the U.S. While it's not as common as like Bae, she does do stuff in the U.S. You just gotta keep an eye out for it. But she is my top girl now, since Gura obviously. Gura's always gonna be my Kamiyoshi. She's always my number one. But I mean, Iris is gonna be the top girl now, the top active girl now in Hollow Live. So yeah. Iris went to a con in San Antonio last year and also did a meet and greet. Yeah. Oh, July? Oh, my bad.
Wait, what did you say?
I said June.
Yeah, July is the first one. I think that's Australia is the first one, right? That's the one where Bae is a guest?
Yes. Yeah. The one in New York City got Hachima and Matsuri as the guests. It's hard for us to make travel, though. We really need something smack dab in the middle of the Midwest to go anywhere. Yeah. I understand that's kind of an issue for you guys, because they mainly pick either East or West Coast. I got my VIP tickets. Heck yeah, Wolken! Heck yeah!
Is Wolken going in person? Is that what? Oh yeah, it has to be.
Yeah,
it has to be, because it's not a. I forgot for a second. There's no virtual tickets for that one.
Yeah. But Bae was really good in concert. She did really well. And she sang "Play Dice." My only slight gripe with that is that I kind of wish she would play something else other than Play Dice, because that's all. I feel like that's all she sings when she gets an opportunity to play one of her original songs. I'm just like, girl, you have so many songs to choose from. Why do you keep picking Play Dice?
I mean,
it's a good song. I'm not saying
and it's her first.
It's a banger. Like, I love Play Dice. I love the other ones too.
To be fair though, for a karaoke, might have gone with something a tad slower.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's gonna, especially because you have to understand that not everybody going to this is gonna be familiar with the words per se. They might know Play Dice, but they might not. I don't know I'm not good with Japanese. I don't know the Japanese words. I could sing along with it if you put them in front of me, because I'm so familiar with it. That's hard to keep up with. That's a hard song in a karaoke to keep up with. It's so hard. It's so fast. So. And like you said, she has literally, 20-something original songs. I'm like, couldn't you pick one of the other ones? Maybe 818?
Yeah.
Something. But I was like, yeah, I'll take anything, because her originals are awesome. But I was like, I thought she would have maybe picked one of the newer ones.
She could have even done Mess.
Oh, Mess, yeah. Actually, she did Mess in, Australia? The concert they had in Australia, I think she did Mess there. And then she did Geckerin at Breaking Dimensions.
Yeah.
So it's like, you could have done something else, but she picked it. So.
Seeing Psycho live would be peak, not gonna lie. Psycho's hard, though.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
That's a hard song.
Something that I think would be easy for
Ride
people.
would be good, too.
Yeah, something that would be easy for people to sing along, especially if it was Japanese lyrics. Not that people could see them, but
Yeah.
for those that could, at least they could kind of go along with. I mean, hum. I've done that before. I don't know the lyrics, but I want to get involved, so I just hum.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah. It would be pretty crazy. But yeah, she did pretty good. She did well. It was awesome seeing her sing to Boston. And it was really fun. And then afterwards, after the concert, there was a giant rat get-together. And they had a giant photo taken, which was really cool. And they let Dino Dad be in it, which was pretty nice. Which is pretty cool to see.
I wasn't gonna be like, I don't intrude. Some of these people had done other stuff together, so I'm not like the other dude that just sits down and starts like, hey, I don't know you people, but what's going on? You know what I mean? I'm more like, I'm a little more shyish, I guess, and I kind of like, well, you know, I wasn't part of that or whatever, so I'll just, you know, come over here and Salt and a couple other guys like, come on over here, you're with us, and I'm like, which honestly makes me feel pretty good. It was like, that was pretty awesome. They were like, no, come on, you're with us, get over here.
Yep.
So I thought that was cool.
Yep. And then Salted had me taking the pictures and stuff of everybody. And so somebody asked if I could take a picture with their phone as well. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's mix it up a bit. I took a couple pictures with my phone. And then I got to her phone and I was like, everybody hold your pose for a couple seconds. And then so I got it in position and I was like, all right, you guys ready? Jadon my soul. And then all you hear is everybody scream Jadon my soul. And it was awesome. Jadon my soul. It was amazing. I loved it.
This may be the most I've said Jadon my soul in one particular day. But
yeah, it was so cool though. I got to do a call and response. Let's go.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah, it was a call and response. And then afterwards, they did Yeet the Rat. And then we almost got in trouble. But that's besides the point. We did Yeet the Rat, where I also got to take some videos. And we decided to try. I was like, do you want to go see them Yeet the Rat, Dino Dad? And he was like, yeah, sure. So we went over there and they were gonna do it, and Salted had an extra rat plushie that he gave to Dino Dad and let Dino Dad eat the rat as well. And I was like, yes, include the Dino Dad.
I don't take the small bait. I'm one that I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it, and to buy a new one now is you'd have to hit eBay and pay like $200. So I'm like,
Yeah.
And mine's kind of a prima donna. Doesn't like going on. Doesn't want to be yeeted. You know, it likes to sit in the front seat of the engine. You know, likes to take command. So you know, that's what I've created a monster. So she doesn't like to go anywhere and do that kind of yeeting stuff. She's like, I will not tolerate any of this yeeting bullshit. So I was like, okay, all right. So she stayed home for that, but
Salted let you take.
Said, hey, you.
Yeah.
He gave me his extra one, which I thought was neat to yeet. So
You made the rat into a spoiled brat.
I did.
Now you have two of them. Wait, what?
Yeah, the other one.
Oh, great. Thanks, Agra. But yeah, Salted was super cool. He was really down to earth, and it was super cool being able to actually meet him and talk to him and stuff. And I like to think we made some new friends with some of the other Bay Rats, and I love how I didn't have to say anything, and Dino Dad just immediately caught on. Okay, Agra, calm down. But it was super cool, and I was happy that they let Dino Dad join in on the Yeet the Rat.
Well, then the funny thing was is you alluded to the getting in trouble part, but it was where they did this was. Think about it. It's if you think, well, it wasn't restricted per se. What it was just it was off limits because it was the. Think of two doors to like a ballroom or event room, but they're not flush with the corridor. They're set back, so they're set back a bit and there's like a space, like a vestibule space, and that's where they kind of did the little yeeting of the rat thing. Well, everybody left, and it was just 3 of us standing there talking. And the dude comes over and he's like, "Oh, are you with staff or whatever?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, "Oh, you can't be over here because it's you can't be blocking the doors to get in." Now there's nobody in there, so you can't be blocking the doors to get in. And they were like, "Oh, no problem, we'll move." And he's like, we were just getting out of the way. We were just talking and stuff. Well, yeah, because if you stand here, the fire department will shut us down. They'll shut us down. You have to shut the whole thing down. And I'm like, they're gonna shut you down because there's 3 people standing in front of the entrance to a room that nobody's in? I'm like, that's not an exit. Mm-hmm. It's just it's a dead room. I'm like,
yep.
But I'm like, you know what? I'm off duty. I don't give a shit. Whatever. We're going home anyway.
Yeah.
So, yes, sir. Off we go. We don't want you getting shut down. Believe me, if you were gonna get shut down, it wouldn't be because 3 people were standing in front of these doors.
Dino Dad was 3 minutes from closing that venue down. I'm glad the staff stopped him.
Please, sir, don't do it.
Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur.
Don't shut down the venue, Arthur.
Why y'all always shutting down my venues?
Yeah. So we had a good time, and someone that I'm friendly with was a vendor, and I decided to go back to their booth in the artist alley before we left to grab something for Rebby, because I'm just such a great friend. I bought stuff for Honey and I bought stuff for Rebby because I'm just amazing and I'm such a great friend. Like,
wow,
I saw
does
things.
It hurt with you patting yourself on the back like that? Or?
Yeah, I feel like there's a knife stabbed in my back. But yeah, I saw some things that reminded me of them, and I was really excited, so I bought them some stuff. We won't want you getting shut down minutes before the convention ends. That'd be horrible. Well, see, that's the thing, Wolken, is that the convention wasn't ending there. They were having a full-on hentai extravaganza at midnight. So this thing was going till like 2 a.m.
Although he does have a partial point, because the dealer hall was already closed and the artist was going to be closing soon. So
yeah.
The only thing it was winding down. There was only certain things. That yes, if I had brought my special special purchase, I could have gone to the hentai event and we could have talked about different types of stuff.
Yeah, they were having a hentai AMV extravaganza at midnight in the ballroom.
You asked me if I was gonna go. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna go. You gonna go to that?
Yeah, you gonna go to that?
You and your tapestry? No, I'm not going to the tapestry.
Yeah. You bring your tapestry with you. The joke writes itself. It does, doesn't it? The ballroom got turned into the Groon room. It did. Oh no, I couldn't make it. I mean, what? You say 2 a.m., but we all know it's going to end at 7 a.m. Probably. It was certainly a sentence. Okay, I don't have any follow-up questions. You better not, Beluga. We're going to have a talking if you have any follow-up questions to that. But, yeah. I wish there was there. It should have been me. Bro. Listen. What did you sing at karaoke? I did Carbonated Love and God Knows from Haruhi Suzumiya.
No Drown this year.
No, I didn't do Drown this year.
She wanted Amp Up though.
Yeah.
Get excited.
Yeah, I was literally one of the first people to sing, so I wanted to I wanted to have something upbeat to wake everybody up, so I went with Carbonated Love. We all know it would only go for a minute and then they'd be chain smoking. God knows it's a great song. It is. I did something that I've never done before where I sang the Japanese version with the English lyrics, so it was the upbeat rocks God Knows version, and I was trying to do it with the English lyrics and I messed up a couple times, but it's okay. I tried my best.
It's karaoke.
Yeah.
George wasn't there, so he didn't have to worry. No
yeah. Nope. Hi, Mess. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. So I got a gift from Rebby from one of my friends who's a vendor. And then the English Amelie version was the lyrics I used, and then I used the Japanese intro song. And then we went home after that. We were there for almost 12 hours. Oh, no, actually, it was over 12 hours if you count travel and everything. Like, yeah, with travel and everything, it was well over 12
arrival
hours.
till leaving was over 12 hours.
Yeah. And then plus travel, which made it even longer.
Which, I mean, I guess is kind of... Because last year, that was around the same time for Friday. Saturday was not as long because we didn't have any panels or events or anything. It was just going back to the regular stuff. I didn't get into the Baby Beard concert, so that was New York those were super long days, but that also was because the concerts were at night. So like when we went to Soar was like at what was it, 9 o'clock at night or something like that, or it was late. It was very late.
It was at 9, yeah.
And we had been there since probably 8 in the morning, so it does get to be some kind of long days. And that's the thing, is like I said about these concerts and stuff, nobody sits down. It's like, can we sit down for 5 minutes? No. But then if you try and sit down, because like, my back's killing me, you can't see. So you're just like, I'm just going to power through it because, I want to see.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it comes down to.
Or you might get, like that guy, you might get hit in the head by some errant man with a light stick. So you can't sit down. It's dangerous.
Yeah, pretty much.
People forget you're there.
What was your favorite con swag that you brought home? My automatic response is the gifts that I bought for people, because I'm really excited to give everybody their gifts. Because I bought gifts for Honey, I bought gifts for Rebby, and then I bought some stuff for Dino Mom, and I gave her stuff, and she liked it. But if I'm talking about things that I got for myself, probably the Gura made out of perler beads, just because it's so unique. And I'm really excited to put it up. I just haven't done anything with any of my merch yet, because I'm gonna be in the process of rearranging the cave. So I'm kind of just waiting before I put everything up, because I just don't want to have to take it down again just to put it back up. So I'm just kind of waiting. But yeah, I think definitely probably the Gura made out of perler beads was my favorite thing, because it was so unique. What about you, Dino Dad? What was your favorite thing you brought home?
I think the Bay perler bead thing was definitely, it was just so unique. I did like the art book. I got the Bay art book. That was it was
pretty
nice.
cool.
But I think what was cool about the perler bead thing is somebody made it, so it's not just a commercially made item. Somebody made it, so that definitely was pretty cool. And of course the karaoke party T-shirt, because that's like, because we actually went to it.
Actually wearing mine.
I actually bought 2, one to wear and then one to just keep as like a souvenir, so it doesn't get messed up or anything. Because, I mean, again, this may be a once in a lifetime shot of going to an event like this where Bay has such a 45 minutes of just Bay. It's not like, well, she's in it, but there's tons of other talents, and she's on for a couple minutes. That whole time was her. So this might be a one and done for that type of thing. But I was like, so I got one shirt just to have as a souvenir type thing that not to wear. But
yeah,
but the perler bead thing was definitely unique.
Yeah, and what's cool about the concert too is that like we made Hollow Live history, because this is the first ever karaoke party to ever happen in the U.S. and it happened at Anime Boston, and we were able to like travel and be able to get to this concert and be able to experience the first ever one, which is so cool. It's like we made Hollow Live history by being there, and that's what's cool to me, is that everybody that was there made history from experiencing this first ever U.S. karaoke party, and it's just super cool to me. I don't know. But
which is why I said
history.
You kind of got to give them a little bit of a break with some other things, because it's the first one, and sometimes there's trial and error, and they have to figure things out.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, overall, it was a great experience, and it was fun, and I had a good time, and there wasn't any like anything that ruined it. You know what I mean? So
yeah, true.
But definitely that was cool being the first one. And if they ever had another one, it might not be the same people. They'd probably do different ones, I'd assume.
Probably, yeah.
It wouldn't be Bay and Full Moco again.
No,
It would be
I doubt it.
another 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, probably. I was just also thinking about what else I bought, and I think my second favorite thing that I bought was the hoodie. The
crappy.
I don't give a crappy bara. It's so funny. I love it. It literally has a capybara on it and says, "I don't give a crappy bara." Skiddo likes hoodies? I know. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I like hoodies? Not me.
This one doesn't have a zipper down the front, though.
No.
This is a regular pullover type.
Finally, you got a new hoodie. The current one must stink. Yeah, I know. I gotta wash it.
She just doesn't know how to get it off.
Yeah, it's stuck. The zipper's stuck. I've been stuck in this thing for 72 days.
Wow. Felt like
Imagine if that was actually correct.
Imagine.
Since my 3.0. My 3.0 debut was 72 days ago. That would have been crazy if that was accurate.
You know who knows? 2.0.
2.0 knows,
2.0
yeah.
knows exactly how long it's been.
Yeah. Actually, since July 2022. Oh, gosh, yeah, true. Well, I mean, I guess, kind of. Technically. Oh, that'd be nasty. So true. I don't know if they make an OxyClean to fix that one, boss. Can't get it over there for big ol' head. So big. Big ol' head.
1.0
yeah.
wasn't a front zipper, right?
No, it was a
regular-
pullover.
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't think the first one had a
No.
zipper.
Yeah, 1.0 just had it was just a pullover hoodie. 2.0 is when the zipper started.
That's when the zip happened.
Yeah. I ditched the pullover and got a zip. Gonna have to summon Billy Mays from the afterlife.
Billy Mays Hayes.
PNG did not have a hoodie technically. It was like a cover, like kind of like a cardigan almost. It was like maybe it was a hoodie. I don't know.
I don't know. PNG was
it's been
short-lived,
so long.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Actually, I think I have a picture of PNG on my computer. Hold on. I usually prefer zippers over pullovers. I am the opposite. I actually like pullovers more than zip-ups. The zipper gets in the way and it gets annoying to me. Where is my stuff? Where's my stuff? Stuff Doko. Stuff Doko. I feel dumb. Where is my stuff? No, not you. Oh, here it is. There we go. I don't think it's a hoodie. I think it's just like a sweater, like a zip-up sweater. On PNG.
Could even be button.
Yeah, it could be. It's not a hoodie though. Yeah. It's not a hoodie.
Your hoagie's drooping though.
Yeah. It's not as poofy.
It's a non-confident a hoagie back then.
No.
Now
4.0.
Now it stands up with pride.
You guys, God, you guys are jumping on this 4.0 nonsense. You think I'm gonna get 4.0? You're silly. This 3.0 is not cheap. 4.0 and new and 2. No more booba boosters. Stop stealing my jokes, Dino Dad.
You're mine first.
Must be cold outside. Hey! Don't be like that. Time to Donothon. Can't wait for 7.0. Oh, man. First VTuber ever to have a 7.0. I do need to have a Donothon at some point, because I do want to do a secondary outfit, but I know it's going to be expensive. Ah! 12.0. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that was kind of our anime Boston experience. Do you have anything you want to add, Dino Dad?
I think we covered it. Like I said, the karaoke party was that was a lot of fun. It was really awesome. It was you know what it is? What does suck is that it goes by so fast. It's like you're all that waiting. It's like, oh, it's, it's 2 weeks from now. Oh, it's next week. Oh, it's tomorrow. Going tomorrow. And then you get there and you wait all that time, and then you get in there, and next thing, as soon as the doors close, you think they're opening back up again. It's like it just goes by so fast. But it really was fantastic. I mean, like I said, it's one of those few times that I can just be free of everything and let myself enjoy something, and it really is great. And to have Fuamoko was awesome. And to have the talent for 45 minutes and then to have it be Bay on top of it all, that's just, that really was a great experience. I enjoyed it very much, and very thankful that I was able to go, that I was able to have the time with Skiddo, and that we were able to enjoy that together. So it was a great time. Looking forward to New York.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with that. But did you go on for the karaoke? I did. I sang Carbonated Love and God Knows. I do have video recordings, but the God Knows one is kind of ruined. But I could probably play a little bit of Carbonated Love. Hold on.
It's ruined?
Yeah. Hang on. Okay, let me see if I can bring it up and I can play a little bit of it. What? Hold on. That's why I said hold on. Okay, anyway, let's see if I'm gonna let this wait a second because I say something in this. I wanna just go by it. But does God know? Ask Haruhi. Ask Haruhi Suzumiya. She knows.
Does she?
She knows what God knows. Does she? I don't know. It's quite possible. Okay. Ignore the people talking. If you can hear it. I was nervous. The Dino cheer. Engine's not keeping up with the beat of my heart. Just can't get enough. Revving up, make it fast. Only us make it last till the sun's up. Let the shine in the dark take me away. Rising up in my heart, it's okay. Accelerate me until I'm there. You and I reach the line right there. Keep going until the bubbles fade. I don't care about don't see another day. Shocking in my heart, give me all of you got. Windows down, don't hesitate. A minute more, time is up, got it up, fill it up, then I'll look back again. Carbonated love. You get the idea. But yeah, so I was just, like super nervous, so I was like running out of breath. And like my stamina was not as much, like it wasn't as like it wasn't as much as I thought it would be at that point in time. I was like super nervous, and so my stamina wasn't fully like there. But I tried my best, and I had fun doing it, so yeah.
It's also still kind of early too, so.
Yeah, that too. Guys, that's my Yoshi. Oh, you guys are so nice. Oh, you guys are so nice. You guys are so nice. Oh, you guys are so nice. Look at all the dino hearts. Oh, dino hearts. Yeah, so Carbonated Love is always super fun to sing. I love Carbonated Love. And also like I said, sang God Knows. And I did like the super upbeat fast version that's used in the show. And I was like, this empty heart will pass you time and again. And I was like trying to do it. And I was doing okay until it got to the bridge. As soon as it got to the bridge, it threw me off. I was like, oh no, I'm going to mess up the entire song.
That's what happens when you go over a bridge. People throw you off.
Yeah, I got thrown off the bridge. Landed face first in the water. Splat.
Was it cold?
It was cold, yeah. It was cold. I got chills. They're multiplying. Yeet. Did you throw the bay into the basket and did it make it? That's a question for Dino Dad. Because I didn't throw the rat.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I didn't throw the rat. Dino Dad threw the rat. And they all yelled Jadon my soul when they did it. If either of the two of us were gonna do the yeet the rat, I would prefer it to be Dino Dad. Gotta watch out for the trolls under those bridges, I know. Mess, I don't think anybody made it in. I don't think a single rat made it into the bag. I'm driving and lurking now. Insert me being sarcastic here and there. Okay, Wolken. Just as long as you promise to listen for the announcement, because we're probably going to announce it soon. We're going to announce the announcement soon, so be sure to hear here when the announcement's announced. Definitely have a different sound in the recording, but that could be due to multiple things. Yeah, there's quite a few things. I'm literally playing a recording through my phone into the microphone while I'm singing in a microphone through a surround sound in the place. So there's a lot involved in that. So do all brats just naturally have crap aim? I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I do. I can't speak for anybody else. And the same token, I don't really have much experience in throwing plushies either, so. Fair
enough. You posting the thing on Twitter too? I am, yes. Just not at this very moment, but yes. Once it's announced, I will be posting it on Twitter. Question, Skiddo. Since you said you're short, does that make you a short stack? Perhaps. I don't know. I guess. Can I be a short stack of pancakes? Because I'm just so sweet. I think at least 3 sounds engineers just had a heart attack. They probably did, but it's fine. We're scuff here. You should know this. One of them actually did make it in the bag, but it crumpled and fell out as a result. Womp womp. Mega womp womp.
I just wanted to yell Jadon my soul one last time.
Jadon my soul!
It's like the only time I get to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Imagine if I did that in the firehouse, just yell Jadon my soul. They'd be like,
yeah,
you really lost it, haven't you? Yep.
Yep.
And bow bow. I got to say
bow
bow a bunch of times.
Bow bow. Bow bow. The universe said, nah. Nah, fam, not today.
Money to the Dino Fund.
Thank you, Thunder God, for the super chat. Toot toot. Bow bow. You want me to post it on Twitter so you can retweet it in real time? Oh, okay. Wait. So should I do the post now and then tweet it as soon as I announce it on stream?
Jadon my bow bow.
Jadon my bow bow. That's quite the combination. It's better than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 being the combination.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So it's a combination an idiot would have in his luggage.
Huh.
Amazing. That's the combination on my luggage.
Might have to change that.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Spaceball's the reference. I love how many of you got that reference. You guys are true dynamites.
Oh, are you gonna...
What?
I thought you were gonna
What?
There's a Dugadoo.
Oh. Dugadoo, 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 Dugadoo. This one's a mix. This is Dugadoo in the club.
Dugadoo in the club.
Yeah. But when will then be now? Soon. As soon as I get this set up.
When will then be now?
Soon.
Are we stopped?
What is a Dugadoo? It's a Doctor Who reference. Okay? Just look up Dugadoo and listen to it. Why is this man caked up in Fortnite?
And why is his butt cheek showing?
He's caked up. He's thick.
He's
thick. He's got thick booty cheeks.
There's been a lot of discussion of booty cheeks.
Yeah. Rose showed me Dugadoo today, funny enough. We like occasionally just out of the blue will just randomly start playing Dugadoo. Between Dino Dad, Dino Bro, and I will just randomly start playing Dugadoo. Dugadoo, 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 Dugadoo. Just look up Dugadoo. I promise it'll be worth it. Little did Murray Gold know how big of a hit Dugadoo was gonna be.
What are they playing at 24/7? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
It's
it's been going since the 21st of May, I think. So it's been going for 6 days. Non-stop Dugadoo. What the Dugadooing? Mess. Okay, I need to think about how to write this so that it makes sense. Okay, can you entertain chat for a second so I can do this?
Entertain chat.
Yes.
So chat, what's going on? Anything entertaining? No.
Dino Daddy, we require Daddy, the attention, Daddy, Daddy.
By the way, she does this all day.
Daddy.
It's not like just a stream thing. This is what I listen to all the time.
Daddy, Daddy, the door, Daddy, the door, the refrigerator, Daddy, the door, the car.
My God. And then if it isn't that, it's like, hey, you know what I got? What? These nuts?
These nuts,
Like-
got him.
Like all friggin' day. It's like, you know. She'll like random. I can't even go to work. I'll be at work and then I'll just get a text and she'll be like, the door daddy. And it's like, seriously. She finds such amusement in it. And now, as if that isn't enough, I can't go on Twitter because now I'm getting Zoot and the Zaza ads for friggin' weed. I'm like, really? Really now? There's a place apparently that sells you Zaza. And they sell it to you by the pound. Like, thanks, because my phone heard you, so now I got Zaza ads.
She calls you at work and is like, hey, Dad, have you heard of the ancient Greek hero Bophades? Bophades nuts, got him!
Yeah. That is a crap ton of...
Lyra, thank you so much for the raid! Hi, hi! How are you doing? I hope you had a good stream. You joined in at a good time because I'm going to be announcing my announcement in a second. I'm just trying to figure out how to word it.
You're going to announce the announcement?
Yes.
Will you announce the announcement
Yeah.
while announcing?
I have no idea if I did this correct. I think this is okay.
I thought you were going to say I have no idea what the announcement is. Do you want me to get Little Dino so he can remind you? Mess is like, Dad is here to proofread it. Have you ever seen me write in chat?
Mess.
How many times I misspelled things?
Don't
Well,
worry.
actually, that's just the fingers and the brain not in sync with each other.
Mess, I'm gonna send you a screenshot before I send it, in case I forgot something. I think that's all I need for this moment.
Whoa.
Please read to make sure that this is right before I send it. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Alright. As with entire words, it's completely different words. I do that too. I'm like convinced that I have some sort of dyslexia because I'll read something and then it will be completely wrong. Like I'll read something and it like my brain like switches the word, like the letters in the words, so it makes no sense.
See, at least Shadow thinks I can read because we know Ginger thinks that I'm an idiot and can't read. So I remember, Ginger.
I remember.
I remember.
Ginger, he remembers.
Come on, man. It's been over a year. Just let it go, man. Just let it go, man.
Can't we settle this over some Waffle House?
Ooh, Waffle House.
You could get him over Waffle House.
I'd even go for IHOP. I'll settle. Are there any left? there might not be any left.
Wait, which one?
IHOP.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't even know
Is
if
there?
there's any left.
Is there IHOPs left? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna actually just keep it this way. Alright. Alright, my tweets are ready. So I think it is now time to show you guys what you have been waiting for. The announcement of the announcement. Whoo! Alright, chat. I don't think you guys are ready. Actually, I have to load it into OBS first.
Oh. Here it is. No. Gotta wait again.
Ooh, you.
This is like the Hololive ones. It's like, all right, you ready for the announcement? We gotta play a half-an-hour game first. Oh.
Yeah, we gotta play a half-an-hour game first before you guys can see what the announcement is. Alright, guys, are you ready for the announcement? Are you ready? You guys are not ready. Alright, are you ready for the announcement? I gotta pee, hurry up. Okay, alright. Dino Dad, you wanna do the drum roll? Drum roll! Dun da da da! I'm having my first ever concert! Woo! Woo! It is going to be Saturday, June 28th, 2025 at 7 p.m. EDT, 4 p.m. PDT, and 8 a.m. JST next day. So that will be Sunday, June 29th at 8 a.m. for anybody that is overseas in Japan. There's going to be amazing guests, a lot of special announcements, and more. So please mark the date. Save the date in your calendar. It's going to be an amazing concert. We're going to have a lot of super fun things, and I'm really excited for you guys to see everything. Everybody that's part of the concert has been working very hard, and I think you guys are going to be over the moon excited for everything, and I cannot wait for you guys to see everything and just be part of the experience. So yeah, that's the announcement, is that I'm having a concert, my first ever concert, and it's called Skiddo's Starlight Serenade. I'm really excited. So, also thank you so much to Lishi for doing the key visual for this. She did a really good job with the artwork. I'm really happy with how it came out. I did the logo, so the Skiddo Starlight Serenade, I did that myself. And yeah, we have some great people working on this and helping out. So please like, share, comment on the tweet. I'm going to post it in the Discord as well. Share it around.
We could implore Hololive to not put the tickets for any concerts on sale on June 28th this time, that would be freaking great.
Yeah, and if Saba, when she comes around, if she could kindly not debut on the 28th, that would be great.
That would be fantastic if all these things could do a different day.
Yeah, that would be great. So my birthday celebrations are going to be on the 27th this year instead of the 28th, because 28th is going to be the concert. So the normal, hanging out, doing things for my birthday, talking to you guys, if you have things you want me to see or whatever, those are going to be done on the 27th this year. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are doing things, I upped it a day, so you guys have one less day to work. So I do have plans for my birthday this year. I have some games planned to do with friends. So it is going to be a very packed 2 days, but it's going to be completely worth it and completely fun. So I really hope you guys come by for my birthday extravaganza. It's going to be great. And I'm really, really excited for the concert. And I'm really hoping you guys are excited too. Hype. Thank you, Beluga, for the super chat. Toot toot. 2 birthday days. I do, yeah. I do. I get 2 birthday days, and I'm going all out this year. And there are some very, very big announcements that are going to happen after this concert. So I'm very, very excited for you guys to hear what they are. It's so great. I'm gonna spoil you guys rotten.
Became a TriceraPals.
You guys really have no idea. This is gonna be, especially for a small indie, this is gonna be pretty fantastic. And when I've said it before, I'll say it again. You have no idea how much time and effort that Skiddo does behind the scenes. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it that you, even myself, would never have guessed. She's constantly doing stuff, and it's gonna, if you want to see a payoff, this is probably gonna be, gonna be one of the biggest ones, because there's a lot of stuff. The concert itself, I know who's in it, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. And the other stuff that she's doing, I mean, this is pretty. It's so big that she even said Little Dino can help, and that's I mean, you're taking a risk with that little guy, because she's kind of crazy. But all hands on deck for this, because this is a lot of work going into this, but it's gonna be worth it. You guys are really gonna enjoy it. There's a lot of fun stuff, and like I said, she doesn't do anything, kind of half-assed. She puts everything into it. She put heart, soul, and blood, sweat, and tears. It all goes into it, and I think this is gonna show that this is gonna be pretty special.
Yep, and Mess made a good point too. Literally, all of this would not be possible if not for you guys and your super chats and your donations, and everything that you've given to me in the last year and a half has been super helpful in making all of this happen. So without you guys, this literally would not be happening. So thank you so much for all of your support. I really, really appreciate it, and it means absolutely the world to me. And yes, this birthday concert is also a gift to you guys for being absolutely amazing. And I have been working very hard on making everything perfect, as has everyone else behind the scenes. And it's just, I just can't wait for you guys to see everything. I'm so excited. And the announcements afterward are also going to be rather massive as well. And they are going to show, those are also little special gifts for you guys as well. You'll see later. Yes, they're all good announcements.
Good stuff.
They're all good things. Everything that is going to be announced next month is all good things. So be prepared, and I'm really, really excited. So I've been sitting on this for probably, 2 months, I think. 2-3 months. This has been in the making, so very, very excited. Very, very excited. And all of the surprises and stuff that are going to be announced after the concert have been worked on for probably over a year at this point. So I'm really, really excited for you guys to see everything. Please mark the date. Save the date. Woo! Yes!
Skiddo concert hype bua bua.
Bua. Is that supposed to be bow bow?
Bow bow.
Bow bow. Thank you, Rose, for the super chat. Toot toot. Also, I realize I have some I have to catch up on. Ginger, thank you so much for the chupa chat. Toot toot. Potato, thank you for gifting some memberships. You're really amazing and I appreciate it. You're helping me fund some projects. Thank you for supporting Skiddosaurus Rex. Woo! Yes! So, is it what you guys thought? Did you guys think I was gonna announce a concert? I doubt it. I doubt it. That is not something you guys probably saw coming, right? I got bamboozled. Yeah! I kept you all shocked. Woo! Listen, Mess. No, you don't get to answer. Mess, you don't get to answer. Shush.
I had no idea.
You also don't get to answer. I won't lie, I was expecting something like it, but not a full-on concert. I was guessing a second original, but this is cool too. Nope, no original songs. Just a concert. Ooh. Yeah. I was thinking it sounds like a showcase or something. You have something for me? For moi? You have something planned for moi? I'm excited. Anything you guys do is amazing. It makes me so happy. You guys are the best. I have the best community ever. Ah.
Don't worry, Feared. I don't know either. Nobody tells me anything.
Wow, you guys are so, like, talking about it in chat.
Just bow bow.
Bow bow. Bow bow. Yes, I posted the peak. Thank you, Shadow. Thank you, Tyrus. Very cool. I posted the link on Blue Sky and on Twitter for the concert. I posted the graphic. Please like, share, post, everything. Yeah, please share it around. We need to get it. Put it in all of the Discords, all of the HoloLive Discords that you can, and like make sure that you're able to give all of the love and support to the concert. It's gonna mean a lot. And I think I feel like I may have mentioned this before. I don't really remember, but for those 2 days, super chats will be turned off, and I will only be doing Stream Elements donations that day, just because it's faster in the VTube world and doesn't take as long to get all of the donations and stuff. So the 27th and the 28th will be strictly Stream Elements and not super chats.
I'm so excited for the concert that I'm already buying my ticket.
Is that too? Not,
Thank you, Ella.
Disrupt.
Yeah.
You said it's on Twitter. Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I posted it on Twitter.
I only saw Bow Bow.
Bow Wow. Do you have notifications on for me?
Oh.
You can just. Oh, well, there's me. So you can just go here, and it's right there. Yeah, there you go. I got noticed quick. You were on top, Shadow. I don't know what to tell you.
That's right. I reposted it, so 3 people will see it. Same 3 people that have already seen it. But that's okay. You can double see it.
Make sure you guys post it in Baycord too, so the Bay Rats can see it as well. I can post it in. I don't know if it's been posted in Guracord yet, but we can make that a thing too. I want this everywhere. This is such a huge step for me, so let's make it happen. I am the host of the concert, of course. So we gotta make this a big thing, absolutely beautiful. I'm not even race to do it because I remember the last time I tried, Agra beat me to it. Well, Agra said he had to pee, so I don't know if he actually did it or not.
That's fair. I mean, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Maybe he reposted it while he was peeing. I don't know.
And meanwhile, the Dugadoo is still going.
It is. Dugadoo is still going. Skiddo got it posted in there twice. I did? I'm so honored. You guys are the real ones. Well, that's the announcement. I have a concert. Skiddo Starlight Serenade. Woo! It's beautiful. You're my first repost on Twitter. Woohoo! Exciting. Alright, I'll post it on the screen one more time so you guys can see it. Ba, 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 ba. The guests will be announced later. I've already made all of the beautiful graphics for all of the guests. So I will be announcing the guests later on. I'm sure you guys can probably figure out who they are, but maybe not.
A few probably not.
Yeah, a few of them probably
It might be
not.
A surprise.
Yeah, but yeah, we have a bunch of amazing guests. So little Dino better be in there.
Little Dino sings. Ginger, my beloved.
Ginger, my beloved, I adore you.
Wouldn't that be funny if Little Dino was in there? That would throw so many people off. People would be like, hey, what is going on right now?
Rose wants to know if we're gonna see Dino Dad sing.
It depends. Is the devil breaking out his winter coat?
Pippa, no, not Pippa.
You never know. If you get me in the right... Maybe if you put me in with a bunch of other people and Bay's on the screen, then maybe you might get me... I do some out-of-character things when I'm at those, so...
I mean, it's quite possible. Who knows? So yeah, that's the announcement. Why?
Distract him with Bay until he sings for us.
Would be nice to see some of your siblings at the concert too. I don't know. I guess you'll have to wait and see. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. It could be anything.
Rain, if you can get Bay to join this, you will be my ultimate hero.
Yeah, I don't think Dino Dad would know what to do if Bay joined this.
I could die happy.
You could, yes. There we go. Alright, I was just posting it on YouTube.
But yeah, this is this is a good lineup of people. It's not like it's quite beefy.
Beefy.
And the announcements coming after are just as exciting. It's going to be a day for that worthy of recognition in the archives of the Jedi Order.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty great. I'm pretty excited for it, and I guess we'll see. What if somebody low-key super chatted Bay and was like, "Hey, remember Skiddo Dinosaur? Yeah, she's having her first ever concert. You should watch it."
I don't know if she has that kind of time. Well,
Probably not.
She plays. She playing Expedition 33 for hours on end, but you know.
Yeah.
That's her own content.
I suppose, yeah. Imagine if she watched it. That would be amazing. I doubt it, but that would be amazing.
I mean, they only have so much time, too. You have to be somewhat realistic and...
Yeah. Also, Bay Stream 818. I'm pretty sure she watched it.
Yeah, I would. She didn't say specifically, but I mean, she literally said that when the member stream was over, she was going to watch it, and she was supposed to start a regular stream immediately, and there was a pause, and it was clearly she didn't fall asleep, because that doesn't happen. But no, it seemed to me like she watched it.
Yeah, she didn't comment on it or anything, but I'm pretty sure she watched the premiere. Which is like 2 for 2, baby! She would never fall asleep. Never.
No, she's
never.
already asleep, but she doesn't wake up. That's
Yeah.
It's not that she falls asleep, it's just that she doesn't wake up.
That too, yeah.
And then, then the Jadon My Snore starts.
Jadon my snore.
Sleep well, Bay. Hashtag sleep well, Bay. I'm like, guys, it's literally 30 seconds. I'm like, give her a minute. Give her 5 minutes. If it's 5 minutes, then okay. She might have overslept, but oh wow, you got Fubuki? I'm just kidding. I don't even know if she speaks any English.
I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. She never sleeps. Yep. 10 seconds late. Well, she's still asleep. Pretty much. That's what it comes down to. Yeah.
She's just getting her coffee. Give her a minute.
She's just getting her coffee. Her coffee. Well, to wrap up the stream, Dino Dad, what was your favorite part of Anime Boston 2025?
You seriously have to ask?
Yes, we're wrapping up the stream.
What my favorite part was?
Tell the chat. I know what your favorite part was.
45 minutes
I know what it
of
was.
Bay all to myself. There was nobody else there because I was so mesmerized that, as far as I knew, I was by myself. So yes, the karaoke party, the whole thing was awesome. But having to see Bay for that length was pretty awesome. So I'm going with the what we went there for, the karaoke party.
Yep.
My fave.
Yeah. I think that was probably my favorite too. Was the karaoke, just all of it. I mean, obviously, I like Bay more than Full Moko, but even Full Moko's part was really good too. Being able to just enjoy the songs and not have a care in the world and just be able to swing the light sticks without a care and just enjoy the night. The karaoke party definitely was the best thing out of the entire day.
To yell bow bow.
Bow bow!
And Jadon my soul.
Yep. We did. We yelled bow bow and Jadon my soul. It was pretty good. Yeah. Alright, well, that kind of concludes the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed the announcement. Please share it around. Tell your friends. Reserve your spots. Buy your tickets, even though it's free.
Oh shit, do I have enough? I kind of spent a lot Saturday.
Yeah, it's a pretty good announcement, right? Post it all over VTuber Record. Make sure everyone sees it. Yes. We need the things, and they'll probably be this will probably be promoted as well. There'll be advertisements and stuff. So
Oh boy.
yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So yeah, go door to door with flyers. You're so right. I gotta go door to door with flyers. You're so right. Tell your grandma. I can't.
I think he's telling other people.
Yeah, you. Everybody else can tell their grandmas. Do we need to go down the closet conversation again?
Oh, let's not. Let's say we did.
One grandma to go, please. The grandma conversation. You had to be there. It was a conversation with Honey when she was talking about her grandmother living in a condominium, and I said my grandmother lives in my mother's closet. Poor Dino Dad.
It's just, it's one thing after another.
It is, yes. Can't get away from it. It's just always there.
It's like that tapestry. It's just shocking.
It's just, yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, well, I think that's a good place to end the stream.
On that note.
Yeah, I think on that note, I think it's a good place to end because we don't really have much else to say about Anime Boston. 10 out of 10. Probably, honestly, after Anime NYC from last year, this is honestly probably the best con that I've been to. Not like Anime Boston being the best con, but I mean like the best like con experience that I've had. Just because it was super fun and had a lot of fun talking to everybody, and it was super fun concert put on by Hololive and Full Moko and Bay, and it was great and definitely up there in my favorite anime convention experiences, and I'm sure it's the same for Dino Dad.
100%.
Yeah! Well, thank you, Dino Dad, for coming on and talking about it with me, talking about your experience.
Well, thanks for having me.
Of course. For all of you, tomorrow I will be streaming again. I'm going to be doing more coloring book pages, so we're just going to kind of chill. I have to get my blood drawn again tomorrow. Ugh. So I'm
Do you
gonna
have any
just gonna
left?
no. I'm so pale. They keep taking all my blood. So I just kind of want to do something chill tomorrow. So we're just gonna do some coloring. And then on Friday we're gonna be playing more Just Crow things. So, yay! Exciting. What are you gonna draw? I'm gonna draw pretty flowers and write "Help me" on the walls. Fun times.
Help me.
Help me! Help me! All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming by. Have a great evening, and I will see you all tomorrow for the drawing stream. Say bye, Dino Dad.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bow bow.
Bow bow. Bow bow.
Bow bow.
Bow bow.
Bye
Bow
bye.
bow. Bow bow.